Hey y'all, hey. How encouragement brings out his leadership. This is episode 12. Sis, a lot of women want their husband to lead, but they don't always realize how much discouragement shuts leadership down. And here's the quiet struggle many women carry today. They have it in their minds. If I don't point out what's wrong, nothing will improve. And so correction becomes constant over and over, and encouragement becomes rare. But leadership doesn't rise under pressure. It rises where this is safety and belief. And so today we're talking about how encouragement doesn't weaken leadership, it actually awakens it. And I am Candace Kinlaw, and I'm with my lover, Lamoris Kinlaw.
Welcome back to the podcast.
Welcome back, y'all. We had a little bit of buffering time, and now we're back ready to go. Today's scripture that we want to use is from Proverbs 12, verse 20, sorry, Proverbs 12, verse 25. And thus anxiety weighs down the heart, but a kind word cheers it up. A man can't lead when his heart is heavy. He can't lead when he's stressed. He can't lead when he's struggling emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. Encouragement lifts weights. It makes people brighter, it makes them higher, it makes them more powerful. And leadership needs a lift. Babe, what do you think about this so far?
I believe everything you're saying is pretty much accurate. And along with leadership, you need teamwork. And
Mm,
just because you're in a leadership position doesn't mean there's no teamwork.
right.
So work together as a team. Even
Yeah.
though you're being a leader, we should turn that you or I into a we. That
Yeah.
makes things a lot better.
Yeah. I feel like I has to do with pride. It has to
Yes.
do with ego. If there was one in one of the programs that I was in, the person said if you're using the word I, the context is probably about you and not the other person, your needs and not their needs, your wants, your desires and not their desires. And I think that's where a lot of the stuff comes in. That's where a lot of the chaos in our marriage came in when I'm me, myself, and I can't team Candace versus we,
Yeah.
meaning let's hold hands as we do this thing.
Right.
Um, yeah, this is I find it like that happens more. Have you seen this recently? Like it happens more often in this world where everything is about me, myself, and I, what I need, what I want. How can
Yeah.
you make me feel better?
It's easy to do that and say I and only worry about yourself.
Yeah.
That's how most people are brought up and raised.
Yeah,
Don't
I was for
worry
sure.
about that person struggling. Just worry about yourself and keep moving.
Right. Mind your business.
Yeah, though just like you shouldn't say you either. Well, you
Mm.
is kind of
Projection.
blaming and judging. So
Yeah.
again, just if you say we, like we need to do it together, we
Yeah.
need to come up with a better solution, or how can we fix this?
Hmm.
It makes it seem like you're much more together than apart.
Yeah. I love that, babe. I feel like that's also something that brings healing because you don't feel like you're by yourself, but it's like I don't need to put everything on you, and I also know that everything is not on me
Yeah,
because it's us.
that's a part of leadership. You're making that move to, you know, make it a team effort, not just an individual.
Yeah. Something that would shift the heart is the idea of leadership grows where a man feels trusted, not tested. Encouragement doesn't mean lowering standards, it means fueling growth. And I noticed that especially in our earlier years where I remember some of the times I would naturally, and this was before I did my due diligence as being a wife, but there were times where I would try to have conversations with you and you would feel interrogated. And I would naturally feel like inquisitive. For me, it's like, oh, this is a puzzle. I want to know what's the puzzle. How do I get good with the puzzle, you know?
Hmm.
But I remember times where you felt interrogated, and leadership, it grows where a man feels trusted. Like he feels like he could trust you, um, and he's not being tested by you because the world is testing us constantly. What do you think about that, babe?
Yeah,
Especially to the husband.
it's absolutely correct. I mean, nobody wants to be tested or judged in any situation. But
Yeah.
the more you can display that you trust me to be able to make a mistake,
Mm,
um, I can be much more trustworthy
yeah.
if I know that, you know. So nothing's perfect, nobody's going to be perfect, but
Right.
having that sense of trust.
I think a lot of that has to do with especially the newer wives trusting themselves. Like me trusting myself can allow me to give me access to open a doorway um to be the stepping stone, the ladder to be able to trust. I do see the years where I didn't trust myself because of like the way I grew up, the stuff I saw, the leadership that was a little, shaky.
Yes.
And it's just like, oh, I don't know. I can't trust myself and I can't trust them. How can I trust this guy? I want to, but I'm scared. What do you have to say to the wife that is she wants to she wants to do that. She wants to trust her husband, but she truly does not trust herself. What's something that you can give her that can give her an ease, like a baby step, if you will, like a little baby step that it's like, I know I don't trust you yet, but she'll like to let her husband know I'm in the process. Like, what would you have wanted me to say 5 years ago, 6 years ago, even 3 years ago? What would you have wanted me to say to you that will let you know, like, okay, I understand where she's at and she's trying to trust me, especially like building a family, especially for the ones that have children with their husband. It's like, oof.
Oh, yeah, well, you could say a lot, but
Yeah.
saying less usually works better, in my
Mm.
opinion.
Mhm.
Um,
What do you mean? Like you wouldn't have wanted her to
well,
share her narrative?
if you're already that involved in a relationship, you should have trust until you have a reason not to be trustworthy.
Hmm.
Uh, that's oh, that's a good question.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
Because you can get into a marriage thinking you trust a person. They do something that you feel is not trustworthy and not tell them. And now there's this a divide. I've definitely seen it in our marriage.
Oh,
Um, what would you say to that person that's like, I truly do not trust myself and I don't trust him, but I want to. I know I was more scared than anything. For me, I was totally more scared than anything. I didn't even know when I was scared because of the trauma, the amount of trauma that I had.
hmm.
That's a big one, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a big one. I mean, I really don't know what to say to the woman in that situation. What
Yeah.
would you suggest?
Um, what would I suggest? Wow. Well, thank you, babe. I think I would offer her, like if she came and sat next to me at Dunkin', I think I would offer her to go to her husband while things are more calm because bringing in workplaces, bringing in family dynamics, right, in-laws, bringing in children and structures of, I saw, you know, children being raised this way, but you saw children being raised that way. I saw money habits of this way, you saw money habits of that way. I would have her go to her husband and share one, everything she's afraid about. Um, and if he's open to it, Depending on how she showed up, he may not be open to it. But if he is open to it, because he sees that she really humbled herself, I would I would have her see like, hey, maybe tell him about the experience. Like when we talk about money, let me tell you about what I saw in my house growing up. Or when we talk about children, let me tell you what I was seeing in my house growing up and what made me afraid and what made me like build a fortress around my heart because of the pain of it.
So you're gonna give information which is valuable,
Yeah, like my experience.
your experience on the situation,
Yeah, I will have her
your background,
bring
and
that.
that's good.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah, because I think coming in that way versus you need to do this,
Yeah.
which is that criticism that we nobody needs
Basically
that.
seeing where the other person comes from,
Mm-hmm.
their experiences.
And really sitting down and listening.
Yeah, that could that could answer a lot of questions about trust and
Yeah.
why I did this or why you did that or why we're doing the things we do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
Bring peace, and bring them closer. And it won't happen overnight. He won't just open up the door overnight, but I can definitely, um, looking at what we did in our marriage, I believe that if a woman came to me with that, like she truly didn't trust herself, I would have her, like, I would offer her to sit down with him if he's willing to talk and have her share her, like, what she saw growing up and why she's so triggered and guarded. And it's not for him to fix, right? Because he didn't create the problem, so he doesn't have to fix it. God can fix it. But just to share so that he's less guarded when she's away, when she's showing up, not her highest self. Um, Ladies, when a man feels constantly evaluated, like he's constantly feeling like you're the drill sergeant, you're the police officer. I was Officer Kinlaw for a very long time. Literally, I was a security officer for 7 years. So that came in our marriage for sure. He's gonna hesitate. He'll have secret second guesses. He'll withdraw from you. But when he feels encouraged by you, sis, confidence in your man will grow. You'll see it in the way he walks. You'll see it in the way that he speaks to your children. You'll see it in how he flows with you. You'll see it with how he's at work. You'll see these things. When he feels encouraged by you, the initiative of doing a thing will increase. I remember the first time I asked you to get my coffee and you didn't. I remember there was a few times where you were like a bit passive about it, but there was that one time where I almost cried because you just was like, okay. You remember that? It was years ago. It probably like during COVID.
Yeah,
You remember that?
I
Like
remember.
I was like, can you get me a coffee? And you were like, yeah, you just got it for me. And I was like, oh shoot. Like he didn't say I passed it or I'm already up this, like you just did it.
See,
And I felt so special
I'm not a coffee drinker at all.
at all.
Like I detest the stuff. And I'm like,
Yeah,
why is it even here?
thank you.
But
Rub off on me, babe,
yeah,
please. Rub off on
yeah.
me. Um, what you were gonna say something, Papa?
Uh yeah, but
You remember that, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
even though that I don't mess with the stuff,
You ain't got it for
I
me.
went and got it for you because you something that you wanted. So
My addiction.
yeah.
My
Um
addiction. I'm trying not to be delivered. It's hard. Um, Ladies, when he feels encouraged by you, you literally are pumping power into that man. Responsibility for him, it'll feel safer. So it'll be stuff that certain things like I some of the stuff that this man does, I'm shocked. So my daughter, her friend dropped off a pair of pants. They went sledding. And when I went to the door, I expected to see her there, but she was like pulling out of our driveway. And what I did see when I looked out the window in shock, I saw my son in the driver's seat of my husband's car. And at first I was like, oh, that looked just like my husband's car, but that's not his car. But I looked again and I'm like, that's his car. So the driving lessons, because our son will be 17 in May, the driving lessons that I thought I was gonna have to finagle, it just happened. And so it'll be little things like this, like little things like the coffee, little things like him playing with the children, little things like him doing errands that you normally would do. You won't even have to ask him. I heard this from, I think it was either in a real estate class or a trade class where, or it might have just been a leadership class, I don't know. But they said when you do enough for people and you feed enough people, you will never go hungry. And it's almost like you and my husband, he probably cringes when I say this, but you're filling his love tank. He has a love tank. Just like the car needs gas, your husband needs gas. And today I'm even afraid to say that because I guess gas has a new terminology. It's a new the younger people are using that word. It's different. But the I'm talking about fuel in the vehicle. That's what I'm finna talk about today. I'm talking about fuel, so I'm gonna use that word instead. Okay, because I'm not about to edit that. But anyway, um, your husband needs fuel in his heart. He needs fuel in his emotions and his being. And while the majority of it will come from God, the rest comes from you. You are his helper. You are his weapon. You are the one that is a battle axe for your husband when he's weak. God brought you into his life because he trusts you to build him up, to be his helper. And that's in every area of his life. You are his destiny helper. And these are the things that it looks like it could be small or it could be something completely significant. But when you encourage him, you'll just see things that you didn't see before, like the confidence of whatever that looks like for your husband. Babe, what do you think about this? Like, especially like in yourself, like when I'm more so encouraging you versus the nagging, when the Bible says that a man would rather live at the corner of a rooftop than in a house with a nagging woman.
Oh yeah. No, we all want to be built up,
Yeah.
not tore down.
Mm-hmm.
Um, encouragement is it's food for the soul.
Mm-hmm.
It relaxes the mind and it
Yeah.
puts you in a state where you're completely confident in yourself.
Yeah.
And once you have more confidence in yourself, sky's the limit.
Yeah. And then past that, babe, because there's like footprints on the moon, right?
Yeah, then past that.
Right? Encouragement doesn't replace accountability. That's not what we're saying. Okay? Encouragement, you still got to be accountable. I have the idea has been printed on my heart of responsibility of I am the captain of my ship under God. And in I think it's Psalm 82, he says, Ye are like gods. You are all sons of the Most High, but you will die like mere men because of not taking on ownership, not taking on responsibility. So this is not taking away, right? You're not enabling him, you're not coddling him. He has a mother. But encouragement, it doesn't replace accountability. It creates an environment where accountability can be received. So when he does a thing that's powerful, you can actually receive that. The accountability that you offer him, right? You ask him to do a thing, he can actually hear you versus having to block you out because he don't know if you're gonna nag him. The Bible teaches, I think, and I want to create a course on this. The Bible teaches how it's not a man that tears down the house, it's a woman. And when we blame everybody and their mama, it takes away to see where the issue really is. If your husband is a problem, he also has to be the solution. And for some of the women in the world, right? There was one time in our marriage where the idea of that was scary. Because I was like, his arms is crossed. He don't give a flip right now. And if he gotta be the solution, I'm stuck. I can't do nothing. But it's like, no, when you stop blaming Candace for everything, you're blaming him for the this and the A, B, C, D, E, F, G. When you stop, I had to tell myself and look in the mirror, right? And look at my own uh log. The Bible says to look at the log in our own eyes so that we can see the speck in our brothers. When I sat there and I looked in the mirror and I'm like, Candace, when you take ownership, when you take true responsibility, this relationship will look different. And it ain't gonna be nothing he has to do. It's gonna be something that's gonna start and generate from you. Um, in our basement, which is like our gym and our office area. It's like a family room, office, gym kind of a setup. I have as soon as you come down the stairs, it's time to generate now. Meaning, I'm not looking to the government to fix nothing. I'm not blaming no politician. I'm not looking at my homegirl's marriage and maybe finding a way to blame her stuff. Or I'm hanging out with this person, so maybe if I just cancel them and erase them, then my marriage will look better. I'm looking at Candace and what can I do to be different? What can I do to build my husband up such that when I ask him to be accountable about something, he's okay with it? Babe, what do you think about that? It's like a lot of times we ask our husbands to do stuff. I know plenty of times where I would ask you to do stuff and I would get the side eye. It was a few times because I wasn't preaching what I was trying to feed you, or I wasn't living what I was try to feed you. I wasn't how people say I wasn't practicing what I was preaching.
Yeah.
And you will look at me like,
Practice what you preach, or lead by example.
mm-hmm.
Um,
So good.
yeah, that can make the relationship different.
Yeah.
You know, if I
He could hear you better
if I
if
if
you,
I see you consistently doing something that you're not normally doing,
yeah.
trying to make better,
Yeah.
uh yeah, that can be contagious. You
Yeah.
know, I can
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, well, she's putting in the effort to wash the dishes every day, or be consistent with picking up the kids on time from school, or
Yeah.
doing grocery shopping appropriately. If I see you being more consistent,
Groceries are done by my husband.
things like that, then yeah, it can make me want to be more consistent also and
Yeah.
put in a better effort.
Yeah. It's encouraging.
Yes, it's encouraging.
Yeah. So, ladies, here's the reframe, okay? Many women believe if I encourage him, he'll get comfortable. And what that looks like is like coddling. But kingdom truth says encouragement creates courage. Encouragement means to put courage in him. It means to encourage him. It means to put courage in your man. Men don't lead better because they feel criticized. They lead better because they feel capable. And when somebody feels incapable, what do? Nothing. You ask them to do something, and the answer is constantly no. And it's not because they don't want to, it's they don't believe they can. There's nothing to make them believe that they can. There's no one to speak life to make them believe that they can. There's this there's this saying, if you think you can, or whether you think you can't, you are right either way. And so if your husband is so discouraged where he doesn't believe that he can do a thing, it's like, okay, well, what part of my words had to do with that? Encouragement doesn't excuse immaturity. It strengthens the heart so maturity can develop. Meaning that, ladies, you're trying to get Boaz, you're trying to get Joseph, you're trying to get Moses, okay? But Moses, he started out as a killer, okay? He killed that Egyptian boy, right? He had an anger issue. Can you deal with the anger issue so you could get the humble Moses that can lead a generation? Can you deal with the cockiness in Joseph that can later practice so much humility that he can save his family and an entire nation? Can you deal with Boaz, whose mother was Rahab? People had an issue about Boaz's mother. Like, hey, how many men did your mama sleep with? She was a prostitute. Can you deal with his insecurities about women? Can you look past all of that? There is Boaz, there is Joseph, there is Moses, but you got to look at how can I meet this man halfway? Encouragement isn't excusing the immaturity. It's not blowing it up. Um, it's not banging on every time he does something that it doesn't reflect who he truly is. But encouragement is to build his heart up so that he can develop into the man that God sees. Babe, what do you have to say about that? How do you feel about that?
Feel like you hit it right on the money as always.
Do
And
you see this today? Like the woman looking at, she's speaking to who he is, not where he can go. Speaking to, like talking down to him or having a negative mind about, I mean, it can go both ways, right?
yeah,
But in this, we're trying to build up a wife right now so she could make a difference. There was
yeah, I don't shy away from anyone who's trying to have this conversation with me. So,
hmm
I work with a lot of men,
yeah.
and I have people approach me often on, well, how do you deal with this and how do I deal with that? And
Mm,
I hear a lot of what you're saying on a regular basis, and
yeah.
it it all stems from what we talk about, like your
Yeah.
upbringing,
Yep.
um
hmm
doing what you saw growing up. So
Repeated it,
yeah,
which is a generational curse. It's
yeah,
like my mother, if a woman's mother complained and nagged her father or her husband, it's like we can take that. And I almost very much for many years took that into our marriage,
yeah,
gave you silent treatment. It's
yeah.
like,
No,
what is happening?
there's times that I often repeat what you said because it's
hmm
very valuable advice. Um, have you sat down? Have you told your wife, husband, how that makes you feel?
hmm
And
Yeah. Do they even feel safe to?
or yeah, even if they feel safe to,
Yeah.
but most of the time the answer is no, I've never tried that, but
Yeah.
I will. So
Mm, I love that, babe.
yeah.
Yeah, I love that so much, babe. Um, so looking at some skills, ladies, I wanna give you something that's practical so that you can practice encouraging your husband. Um, because encouragement that brings out leadership is specific. It's not vague, it's not casual, it's not, let me just throw this at the, how they say, spaghetti on the wall. That's the example, right? The spaghetti on the wall. I think that's what the example. They take a spaghetti and they throw it at the wall and see what happens.
See if it sticks.
Right.
Yeah.
You're not doing that in marriage. You're being very strategic. This is war. Okay, ladies, you are a weapon of war. You are to be the one to, you are the gatekeeper, okay, at your house. You're like, you want to get to my husband, you got to come through me. And so I don't know if that's a cane corso, is that a Rottweiler? It ain't no husky. We are huskies, y'all. That ain't no husky. That's a pit bull or a Rottweiler
Hmm.
kind of stance. That's a cane corso kind of stance. If you trying to get to him, come through me. Come see about me, baby. Um, yeah, so it's not vague, okay? It's very, very strategic. To be a wife, it takes strategy. To be a wife, it takes paying attention past what you're used to. It takes study, it takes diligence, it takes building yourself such that you could see him correctly, right? I did a course where they gave us our point of view, and the point of view that we trap ourselves in is the thing that we see life through. And so, if I'm not good enough, everything that you do is never going to be good enough. I don't care if you just bought 100 cars and gave it to 100 people for free. That's not going to be a good enough thing. I'm going to say, well, how come you didn't do 105? It's that constant. I feel like this about myself, and so I'm gonna project that onto you. It's us not seeing clearly. It's us having the log in our eye that we can't even see our husband straight because we see him through a blurred vision. So instead of, so sis, please get a notebook, pen, iPad, whatever document you use to get notes, um, and try this, okay? Instead of you never take initiative, you never do anything, you never apply yourself, coming out with that type of mindset, try, I really appreciate when you take lead on decisions. I really love the way you did XYZ, okay? Another one. Instead of, why didn't you handle that? Why didn't you fix that? Why didn't you do XYZ? Try with your husband. I trust your judgment and I thank you for stepping in. Even if it's a tiny thing, thank him for it. Let him know that you appreciate him for it. And not watering it down where the words don't matter no more, but make it clear to your husband that you truly do trust him and that you appreciate him for doing whatever the action was. Um, the specific encouragement tells him, like when you're doing this, when you're practicing, instead of you try XYZ, you're telling him, I see you and I trust you. And babe, keep going. You are his cheerleader. I pray that I'm doing good at that. I pray to God that I'm
Mm.
doing good at that. What do you think about this, babe? Anything to share about this, like a practical thing that you can offer? Or how do you feel about this?
Uh, um, no, I feel good about your words of encouragement. Think we gave the people a lot to think about.
Yeah.
Um, let
Is there
that
anything
simmer,
that
let that
maybe,
marinate.
okay, I could be a fire hose sometimes. Is there any way to baby step it, or you think that's good?
No, no, I think that's good.
Okay.
I trust your judgment.
Yes, he's giving me my words. Okay. And so let me give you something micro. I'm gonna give you something micro to do. In the next 24 hours after listening to this, and it's gonna be, I'm gonna put on my website, the show notes that'll give you more that you can practice. If this was of value to you, I'm going to give you more that you can have to go by on my website, and I'll put that in the description of this video, of this audio. In the next 24 hours, notice one leadership effort about your man, no matter how small it is, and speak one sentence, one thing of encouragement about that thing that you noticed. I don't care if he put the dish away, talk about it. If he picked up his drawers on the floor, talk about it. If he put the toilet seat down, talk about it. Let him know that you appreciate it. Encourage him. And that's it. One moment in one sentence. That's it. Because it's the small things, right? How the Bible teaches about if you have faith of a mustard seed, this little tiny, if you look at a mustard seed, like if you Google it, it's a really tiny seed. And that thing grows into something so miraculous. You would never think something so tiny could grow so massive. And that's the same thing with your words. And so I want to leave you with a little love note, and that's this. Leadership doesn't grow in an atmosphere of tension. It grows in an atmosphere of belief. And when you encourage your man, you're not ignoring flaws. You're partnering with God and developing Him. And that, sis, is kingdom influence. And babe, we are at episode 12.
Awesome. Hope we can help.
Pray that this blesses you. Uh, Episode 13 is on the way. We love you. God loves you. And until next time, peace.